guys, today I am doing a drawing video and I'm going to show you how to draw a poodle. Hope you enjoy. For the first step of drawing our poodle, you draw one big upside down rainbow shape, like this. Through the camera, it may look like a normal rainbow shape, but it is an upside down one. Unless you turn the paper upside down, then it's a normal rainbow shape. And for the second step, you will draw one upside down rainbow shape that is very, very small, about that big, and you do that until it reaches the end of your head. And then you will draw a normal rainbow shape like that. And now we'll draw one horizontal line coming out of the head on one side, and then the same on the other. And you may think that you can now connect them, but now we actually have to draw the front legs. So you draw one line coming down on one side of the body, like that, except still in the body. And then one pretty close to it. And you do that on both sides, inside the body though. And now we are going to connect the feet. We are now going to connect the legs and make the feet. You just draw an upside down rainbow shape. It should look like this. And now we can connect them. When you are connecting them, make sure not to make your pencil line go through the legs. If you do, make your pencil line very, very light so you can erase it. And now it's time to draw. Actually, we need to make the sharp edges right here and here curves so that it looks better. So you just erase the sharp edges and replace them with pretty curvy edges. And now it's time to draw the back feet. You draw one horizontal line coming out. I'm just going to redo that line because it wasn't looking very good. So one line coming out about here. And then one pretty much above it, and you do that on both sides. And then you connect them with the same upside down rainbow shape that we used for the front feet. And now we draw the tail. It's pretty simple. You draw a line like that, and then one under it, a curvy line connecting them, and then a pom-pom. And now it's time to draw the pom-poms on the legs. So pretty close to the bottom, but still kind of in the middle of the legs, you are going to erase a little. And then do that same pom-pom-ish thing that you did on the tail and on the head right here. Just make it smaller. And then connect them. So it should look like that. And later, with a thinner eraser, I am going to make sure it's fully erased because there's still a few little pencil marks. The camera might not be able to see, but there is. And you do that on every single leg. Now it is time to draw the ears. And so it's pretty simple, basically the same thing as the tail, just make the lines for it shorter. Line out that goes at an angle like that. Another, a curved line connecting it, and a pom-pom. And you do that on both sides to make the ear. And that's it for the ears. Now it is time to draw the face. It's pretty simple. For the nose, you're going to draw basically a pizza slice, so, like that, except make the edges not pointy. And then you will draw basically a J, and then a curved, a upside down rainbow shape. And that's the mouth and nose. And now for the eyes. The eyes are also pretty simple. You draw 2 circles. And some little, a tiny circle in that to make the highlights in the eyes. And that's it for the face. I have my drawing here. You cannot see it, but I do have it here. And I'm going to get started on the outlining this Sharpie. When you do outline, if you have it, I recommend using a thin Sharpie because the thick Sharpies can be pretty thick and they could possibly make your drawing pretty smudgy. So I'm going to be using a thin Sharpie. So I'm going to get started. I finished outlining my poodle and I erased all of the pencil marks. You can barely see any pencil marks. Now I am going to get started on the coloring. at the end, I will hold up my drawing so that you can match the same colors that I have. So I'm going to get started with the coloring. I have my drawing here. You cannot see it, but I do have it here. And I'm going to get started on the outlining the Sharpie. When you do outline, if you have it, I recommend using a thin Sharpie because the thick Sharpies can be pretty thick and they could possibly make your drawing pretty smudgy. So I'm going to be using a thin Sharpie. So I'm going to get started. I just finished coloring it, and I did add a little table or the floor. I'm not quite sure what she's standing on. And I did add a little collar. If you want to draw it, it's pretty simple. You just draw a line like that, a circle, and then this part of it is optional, but I chose to draw little wavy lines as writing. And now I am going to show you how to do some of the detail work. Okay, so the detail work. I am going to draw like shines of light. Like there are light bulbs right above her. So on the top of your paper, you are going to draw an upside down rainbow shape and then color it in. It may look pretty subtle through the camera, but it is there. And then a little bit lighter than how you colored it in, you're going to color around it pretty dark with the colored pencil, but not super dark. And then even lighter. And that's your light. And I am going to draw the second one. That part was optional, and as you can see, I did the other side. And then I very, 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 very lightly blended it in like this. Very, very lightly with the colored pencil. I colored a little bit on the edges and blended it into the paper. The final poodle. If you want, you can add like a hat or a scarf. You may or may not. In my muffin video, I had a picnic with one of my stuffed animals. She has a pink hat and a scarf on, kind of like that. You can do that, but I ran out of room for the hat, and I wanted to add the collar, so I didn't do any of it.